thing and everything. So I mean, just kept at it. But then, of course, when I got older, I wanted to play rock music. So I considered going to music school, but I would have learned how to play jazz and probably ended up in a wedding band. But instead, I played in a punk rock band.
You know, the biggest challenge I think for a lot of people was there's never a lot of people around to really encourage you. You know, I mean, there's never, you know, I didn't, you know, nobody say, oh, you should do this and that, you know. And, you know, it wasn't until like I think we were on the radio once. My parents said that they were proud of what we.
Oh wow.
But, yeah.
But well, for me with guitar, the hardest thing was getting like
tune.
Not tuning it's not that hard, but fretting a chord, especially a bar chord, when a bar chord or a chord that had all the strings suppressed.
Yeah, those hurt.
And changing that chord to another chord in time and playing the other chord. Those were the hardest obstacles that I remember getting. Once I could go from one chord to the other in a rhythm, I felt like I got over a big.
I don't think you really need more than 2 chords. Once you start having more than that, it's just a bunch of BS.
Once you get that down, then it's everything
the world's
else
your musical oyster. Yeah, once you get the bar
fall
chord
in place, and you get blisters, and you get what do you call them? Not calluses, and then they.
You are such a callous individual.
Calloused.
You developed a callus around your heart.
Calloused.
You callous cool person.
I think the biggest challenge for me has been equipment.
Dan literally has a cloud over his head.
He just looks at some piece of electrical gear. And
anytime he gets near it.
It'll have been used by someone else for an hour, and then I get to it, and it shits the bed. Oops. Poops the bed.
Poop is funny.
What would you say are some of the most important lessons you've learned through playing music?
Ooh, that is a good thing. The most important thing I've learned in my lifetime is keep your ears open, keep being interested in new stuff. Don't. You know, I meet so many people. I'm like, hey, there's a great new band. I don't want to hear about it. I've already set in my ways, and it's just you know that's my thing. Is there's always fascinating stuff coming around that you can learn from, and people are always doing things differently.
That's a good one.
That's good.
I would second that. Third that.
I would third it too.
Dan, you have to disagree.
What was the question?
What would you say are some of the most important lessons you've learned through music?
You know, it's interesting because I grew up as a fan of the band, and I felt like it helped me deal with like issues going on, like getting picked on and having a tough time in school and stuff. And I just would like listen to the music really loud, and it would make me laugh or just not care. And now I'm kind of involved in it, and watching other people experience that is kind of cool. Especially like you're 14. But we'll also see people like in their 60s.
And the biggest lesson,
it, like,
of course,
appeals to all age groups.
Yeah, and the biggest lesson is never get on a bus with Buddy Rich. You're probably too young to have heard that tape, but there's basically Buddy Rich. You've heard it, just yelling at him. Yeah. You know the old joke where the guy keeps coming to the door and knocking, and he's going to talk to Buddy, and Buddy's boy goes, "Oh, Buddy died a couple years ago." He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." He comes back like 10 minutes later. Is Buddy here? I told you, Buddy's dead. Like 2 minutes later, he knocks again. Look, I've told you before, Buddy's dead, but why do you keep coming here? He goes, I just like to hear you say it. Yeah, that tape. I'm so glad you've heard that. I'm glad that's going. It's like a generational thing now. Like Buddy Rich, and shave those beards.
It's for a Halloween costume.
Yukon Cornelius.
So, can you describe your first instrument and how old were you when you got it?
I started playing piano at 7, I think. And then a year or two later, I started taking violin and then trumpet, and I was really getting into music. And then I quit them all to learn guitar because I also wanted to join a rock band.
But see, this is my problem. Why wouldn't those instruments? That's the problem with rock and roll. Everybody says, "I need a guitar."
Well, my mom was a piano teacher, so maybe I was like rebelling or something.
Oh, I see. Because I'm always saying, like, there's my first instrument, and this is what I should have stuck with. And it's going to sound a little weird at first. Hear me out on this. Was a metal detector. I had a metal detector. I got one. I was like 8 years old or whatever, and it broke.